We're back at the job this morning. We're gonna try to get all these deck joists put up, but we're supposed to start getting hammered with rain here in a couple hours from a hurricane, and we're supposed to get up to 12 inches of rain in the next few days. So we'll see what we can get done here, but I do wanna get some amount of progress done before we get washed out. So we got our 2 end joists installed before we left yesterday to kind of help stabilize this thing, brace it. Next, we're gonna add the middle one. And we do this like we're doing so that we don't bow the beam out. Now this beam is really strong, but typically you could bow the girder really easily by putting in a joist that was a little too long every time, bowing it out each time. All right, I'm 159 5/8. Let's measure bottom. Yeah, 159. Let's try 9/16. I think is gonna be it. Yeah, and if anything, make it short. We cut these 2 like 5 times each. Like they kept being too long, because this beam has a little bow out in the middle and we were measuring the top. So it can be tricky to not get things pushed out of whack. You got a generator ready?
I got a couple of them, yeah. I got that Jackery one.
Yeah.
And I got a Blue Eddy one. Those are the little small, like battery power.
What about like power for your house?
Well, those will run, that'll run, you know, refrigerators
okay.
and charge like that. So
nice.
That'll run that, but I don't have anything that'll run my AC. That's the problem. Do you have something like that?
No, it won't run my AC.
Yeah,
It'll run my, yeah.
I got a gas one too, but every year I put it away. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make sure it's cleaned up. It doesn't have any gas on it. It's probably full of gas. The carb's probably all gummed up. So I don't know if it's gonna start or not, but.
Yeah. We'll swap out with you, Ray, after a few, because these things are like 100 pounds. All right, it might be more than 100, I don't know. They're really heavy. Okay. Check the crown like you always do. That's pretty flat. Oh, that's a nice fit. It just barely touched. So a couple things to note here. I'm leaving this a touch high because this is all dried out and this isn't, and it's gonna shrink a little. And if it remains high, we can just plane it off. But I do like to also tack with a screw and then nail after, just so I can get it locked in and have adjustment easy. So here we go. And that dropped a fuzz, of course. So I'm gonna run one in from the bottom just to shove it up, you know, a little. Do you wanna sight that whole beam and just make sure we're still looking straight, just to double check?
I think that's a big bow in it.
It might just have a big bow in it, and I don't know if there's anything we can do about it. That thing is stout. I wish we'd have looked at it before we put that in there. After looking at this thing, we're kind of convinced the beam has a big bow out in the middle. So we're gonna chalk a line across the top of this joist. I don't know if we can cut it and then toe screw and pull the beam in the middle or not. The beam might be too strong. We're gonna make an adjustment to the length and the angles at the ends here and see if we can get that straightened out a little better.
So that's me running my pencil like this.
Okay.
Well, hey,
Down it.
Well, I took about a quarter, so if I take that, that's probably 9/16 total.
Eric, you want me to put the bucket of that little machine against it?
Potentially, we're gonna cut it the right length and see if we can just tow it in and suck it over.
Hey, Ray.
Put a couple of those in, probably, you know, 1.5 inches in, there and there. I got my end attached. They're gonna try to suck it in. Go ahead. Did it go? No. Okay, that did work a little bit, but it did not pull the beam all the way straight. And this seems like a waste of time. We're taking forever, but it's really nice to have that straight front on a girder or anything you build. I hate when something is just curved and stupid. So we're gonna see if we can get the small machine down here, put the bucket against the beam that way, and just push it tight and then fasten it. Jamie just wanted another excuse to drive an excavator, honestly.
Oh, it hasn't moved yet. There we go. Yep. Hold. Dude, she's freaking laser.
Nice.
Laser.
Laser. You know what? Hey, if we had a track hoe, we could do this Any day of the week, boys.
Hey, eyeballs.
Any day. No, you said it's laser. I believe you.
Today's video is sponsored by Beam and their Dream Nighttime Blend for better sleep, and it's a really easy way to get a better night's sleep. It's a powder that you mix with hot water or milk at night, about 30 or 45 minutes before bed. Drink it like tea. It's kind of a soothing beverage. They have a ton of great flavors, and the best part is that it helps you with all 4 stages of sleep. That's what makes the difference. It has ingredients specifically for each of those 4, so not only do you fall asleep quickly, all of the other stages work better, leaving you feeling more refreshed in the morning with no grogginess. If you didn't know it, getting a good night's sleep has tons of amazing benefits, but the biggest benefit for me is I just feel good. I feel productive. I can get a lot done. I'm friendly to people. I'm not a jerk, and my day just goes way better. I've really enjoyed using Beam, and my wife takes it about every single night. It's really helped us, especially in stressful times or when we're about to go on a trip and you just have a lot on your mind. I really enjoy using it, and I'd really recommend it. And they also now have an extra strength version that has more of those ingredients to help you sleep better and stay asleep better and feel more refreshed if you want to try that. And if you want to save more, they have a great subscription program that gets you 20% off with free shipping, and you get a free frother with your first order. Shop early access to Beam's biggest sale ever when you head to shopbeam.com/Perkins. There's a link to that in our video description and a QR code on the screen that you can scan. And you can get up to 50% off when you use my code Perkins. That's shopbeam.com/Perkins. Use code Perkins. It's a limited time deal. Thank you, Beam. Just got to get from here to over there. Unfortunately, my walkboard is set up at the worst possible height to do that. Go into crawl mode here. Okay. Oh crap, the nails are over there.
Where are your nails at? You can't reach them?
I just realized we told Ray that we would switch with him after a while. It's been a while, he's still doing it. You doing okay?
It's been a while. We're halfway done.
You want us to switch or are you good?
I'm good.
All right, you're good.
I'm good.
We've got this one deck done with the joists, and we're pretty wet already. It's gonna continue to rain, so we're actually gonna head down the hill. Brock has a wedding venue down there, and he said he has some inside work that we can do while this weather is hitting, so let's head down the hill. And Jamie's going backwards down the whole mountain. Oh my gosh. What a guy. We're down here at the wedding venue, and this is the problem. We've got some of this tongue and groove ceiling cladding that's coming off, and he's a little worried it might just come off, which I see why now. We're also worried that these fans may just be hanging from the trim, and I don't think that there's a ridge beam. I think it's just trusses going this way. So I guess we need to pull this down and look at what's going on. So I've pulled a few things apart, and I've been looking at this for like 2 minutes, and I've realized the problem. They never nailed this board. Look, this one, it's got like 2 finished nails in it.
You have to?
I mean, I'd recommend nailing them most of the time. So, question is, do we want to tear this apart or just try to find the rafters and just shoot it all back? I don't know if we need to tear it apart necessarily.
No.
Heavy rain up there continues to fall.
What tributary is near there? I'm trying to.
So I think that is the same creek.
I can see it starting to come over the curb, so there's going to be likely a lot of businesses that are going to be inundated
I'm
with water.
surprised there's not some sort of flood statement.
That would be
from Blacksburg, Virginia.
That would be something you would see flash flood emergencies for.
What's interesting about this spot is you would just think I'm down in a river, but this used to be a road. The road, the infrastructure, it's unrecognizable.
not gonna be here long.
I'm gonna wag my finger.
Drop off for that early days.
That's because everybody, the last 3 days, were taking everything they had to put gas in there.
There's a big tree over the house. There's a horse in the front yard. And
Okay.
probably some damage to the roof.
Okay. We'll check it out. Wow. We'll see if I can just get it tucked up under the shingles up top, you know? This entire area, almost every tree is knocked down. Wow. Car behind you. Look at this. We're back at the job this morning. We've been gone for several days, like 4 or 5 days, because of this massive storm. It was the remnants of Hurricane Helena, something like that. Is it Helene or Helena?
It's Helene.
My wife told me not to screw this up, and I did.
What?
She's like, don't say Helen.
I thought it was just Helene.
Well, whatever. Basically, this storm, or the remnants of it, destroyed most of western North Carolina. Anywhere that's low-lying is just wiped out like it didn't ever exist. So it's been a real bad situation. A lot of people lost their lives. A lot of people lost their property. Luckily, most of us live up on a hill. We've been helping out with storm damage, sawing trees, dragging out rubble for the last couple days. We decided we need to come up here and see if our house is still standing here. And luckily, it is. The road's intact. The whole structure is intact. There's no damage. The only thing weird we see is a bunch of bear tracks everywhere. So this video is probably coming out long after the destruction of the storm, but there's still impacts, I'm sure, because most of Asheville and other towns in western North Carolina are severely impacted, and even the major interstates are completely closed due to landslides and rivers washing them away. So bad situation. If you think you can help out in some way, the local authorities, I'm sure, have a way for you to help out here in western North Carolina, so you can just look on the internet and see if you can. Thank you for that. But we do need to get back to work. We have to get this house under roof. We can't just stop. So let's get to work. How much gas do you have in your vehicle?
So I got a half a tank in that truck. My pickup truck's got like 3/4.
Okay.
Steph has like 7/8.
Okay.
And I have 10 gallons of gas in my shed.
You're doing good.
Dude, you're doing awesome.
Yeah, Ray's only
And I have
got
internet.
not even a quarter tank of gas.
Yeah.
And you can't buy more is the problem.
And I have internet.
That's amazing. You're living high. I've got about a half a tank of gas, so I can make it to work one more day. And then if we can't get gas, I don't know.
My Subaru's full. My Tacoma, the gas light's on.
Okay, so you're out in your work truck.
Subi's fine.
Yeah. You need to keep one vehicle with some gas in case there's an emergency.
The motorcycle's full of gas.
Okay, motorcycles. Well, I don't know. I mean, we work today. Then
I'll come pick you up on the motorcycle, Eric. I'll come get you on the bike.
we're gonna try to run the sheathing all the way up through this deck framing, kind of like it's a miniature house structure, so that we can keep it waterproof inside, use zip tape, and basically keep water out of it. To add to the storm deal a little more, what's made this super crazy is that all communications have been knocked out. We have no cell phone coverage, no data, no internet, no landlines, nothing. And so the rest of the world actually knows what's going on here better than we do. We don't really have a clue. I can't even call these guys. I actually just drove here, and I was just hoping someone would be here, and they are, and we don't know where Jamie is. Can't get a hold of him, so
It's been Monday. It's crazy. Jono's here.
Yeah, that is weird. Jono got COVID last week, lost another 10 pounds or something. He's been having a rough time.
DeWalt, where'd you get that from?
DeWalt.
They give it to you?
Yeah, they sent me a bunch of knives. You gotta have that down. It's not anti-gravity.
Oh.
There it is.
There it is. Scalpel? Scalpel.
There it is. The way we're building this with no brackets on the posts, we're relying on this connection of the nails through the sheathing into the bottom plates, which are bolted to the concrete in here with these bolts to act as our uplift prevention. And that's gonna work really well. It's the same way the rest of the house is built, actually. There's a plate bolted down, then we have walls and floors sitting on that with the sheathing running down, nailed that way to that plate. We're pulling down this bracing now, and what's really cool about the way we're doing these columns with the sheathing, and we're doing 3/4 sheathing, it's gonna make this whole thing really strong in this direction just by putting the sheathing on these 2 columns on both sides. It's gonna be stout, which is good because it's tall.
We're even zip taping this?
Yeah, it's just gonna be like a miniature house.
Well, who's gonna
going right through? Nobody. It's a skyscraper, and it's just gonna be hopefully continuously sealed.
Oh, God. Oh, man.
We've got this one deck done, and I guess we're going to start on this other one. And many of you watching may be wondering why we're not focusing on the slab more. And the reason is we need to get engineering back that will okay these holes that are existing in these beams because they're used beams. The inspector said we have to have an engineer stamp before we pour the slab, showing him that that's okay, or showing a repair that needs to be done, like welding a piece of metal over that or whatnot. So basically, we can't even get in touch with the engineer because we have no communications. It's all been wiped out from the storm. And so we're just on a standstill there. And we don't even know if the inspections office is even open. It's probably not. Things got wrecked pretty bad here. And we don't know if we can get a hold of the concrete plant. We don't know if they have diesel to drive the trucks up here. It may be another week or 2. So this is a major snag here, and we're just gonna have to wait it out on this slab. There's nothing else we can really do. With all that said, having to wait on this slab, we might try to get the trusses out here today or tomorrow if they can make it. Same thing, if we can get a hold of them, if they have fuel to come, to start doing this and cover in the main part of the house. We may not be able to get a crane though, because they're probably out doing tree work, which they should be doing. But if we can get one for a half day, we could do a lot of that work. We've got the sheathing up 8 feet on our columns here, and our next piece is gonna start to get into these deck joists, which do need to be sealed around. So we're gonna go about halfway up now, and that'll leave us halfway down to lap when we go on up with these posts so that everything's tied together. And we're gonna leave an 1/8 or 3/16 gap around the joist so that we can put Lexel and seal it at this layer. Then we'll have another chance at the siding layer to also seal it, just to make sure that nothing gets down in this chase and gets wet. Even though it is pressure treated posts, we do not want that. So we're gonna see if we can get her notched up and fit in. Jay, I think if you just cut that and then I'll hold it up here and make marks on it. Tick marks for where the joist cutout is. Jason's got my piece here. Beautiful notching job. Way to go.
Not really. Just don't show too close. You guys.
Oh, we're in wide angle. You can't tell anything from here.
Perfect.
I left the tongue on here. I'm gonna see if I can get it to go. If I can't, I'll cut it off with the oscillating tool here. I think I can. If I do that. I've got this put in position, and I actually don't have enough gap here for what I want for the sealant. I want more like that much of a gap, which seems counterintuitive, but the more sealant you can get in there up to a certain point, the better, because then there's more of the actual material to stretch and not actually crack. So we're gonna cut that out a little more, nail it and seal it. Jono's new nickname? Skinny.
Yeah. Just trying to keep up with you guys.
Dude, that thing wants to go.
Once it feels a little bit of like, when you're pushing on it, it's like,
yeah. Huh. Okay, let me chip that out. Nice.
Did you take my chisel? I took my chisel back.
Oh, that's your chisel?
Yeah. I gave it to you last week.
Okay.
Remember?
No.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Okay.
Don't.
Just keep it.
Yeah.
We're doing the same thing on the outside here, leaving this partially down from the top of the beam so we can lap down later and tie that all together and it'll be connected across the beam. And I'm just thinking about him showing up and seeing these columns done and how freaked out he's gonna be because he didn't see how he did it or that it's all like done right. Yeah, he's gonna like probably try to cut into one of these and inspect it or something. He's gonna freak.
He is gonna freak.
But we did it right. I am 100% confident.
Not to him, though.
Not to him. He is not 100% till he cuts a hole in it.
He just looked down from the top.
Yeah, he'll look down from the top. But yeah, he's gonna like have a moment where he's like, oh no.
The thing is that he's probably been thinking about how he was gonna do this for like 2 weeks. Like, cause he's just lazy and thinks about it, and then you just show up and just do it. And he's gonna hate it, dude. He's gonna hate the way we did it, but whatever. Bro, you got safety glasses on.
I know, but I don't have them on. 13, 9, 16.
Hey, I don't think that's how Jamie was gonna do it.
You know what? You see Jamie?
I'm just telling you, I don't think that's how he would do it. I'm just telling you, that's not how he's gonna do it.
So I've got the sides all sealed up. Obviously the top is not sealed at this point. It'll actually get capped by the roof cavity once we get up to the porch roof. And if you haven't checked out Lexel, it's by one of our channel partners, Sashco. This stuff is awesome. It solves a lot of problems on the job site.
Hey, can we do something?
I'd love for you to do something.
No, we.
Okay. What is it?
Before we start this, can we bring the wood over here and put it on some sawhorses?
Where is it now?
It's all the way over there.
Oh. Yeah, that's...
And it's all on the ground.
Yep.
A, that's a cut guy's problem. And B, we don't have any sawhorses.
Well, yeah, but...
For Jamie, so...
That's a good idea, Ray.
I work for Jamie. Dude, you guys are supposed to be here.
The guys have done a great job installing all these joists. Well, I say a great job. I haven't looked really closely yet. Okay. I've been down here at the wedding venue that has internet, which I haven't had for 5 or 6 days, trying to get a video out for you guys to watch. So hopefully that worked out. I'm not sure. But now it's 5 o'clock and it's raining. Let's go home.
Did you upload the video?
No, I just had to like make the video description and the thumbnail image, and I couldn't upload any thumbnail image. I couldn't even click on it to make it like a public video from home. No internet.
You need to go by my house and you got what you got done.
I think I got it.
Yeah.
My name is Dan Hobson. I'm a public school teacher. And
thank you for that.
My wife and I, she works for social services, and we've worked at the shelter at Mitchell High School for 3 days when this first started, and so we finally got home to try to take care of things here, and Perkins Builders comes in and saves the day.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, this guy, he saved us. Well, you guys are good folks, and we're going to try to get out of here. We heard past dark we may not be able to get home or something, like they close the roads.
I haven't heard they're closing the roads, but that's probably not a bad thing.
Yeah, all right. Well, thank you, man.
Home.
Appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
Richard, you're the man. Appreciate the help. Stay safe.
Anytime.
You want me to drive?
Nah, bro, I got it.
You're gonna rubberneck again and kill us like you about did on the way here.
No, I got it, bro.
Jason, power line. Do you see it?
Yeah, I see it. The big flag on it.
Thank you guys for watching our video today. We always appreciate it. And I'll leave you with a couple thoughts after going through this storm. I've never been through any kind of natural disaster. Due to where I live, there's not really much that happens here. So I was totally blown away by the reaction and the outpouring of support from American people. Like, people loaded their trucks, their cars with supplies, coming from everywhere to here with everything they had, just wanting to help. And I've never really seen that before. So that was really awesome. And secondly, it's been 2 weeks now, and a lot of the areas west of Asheville are actually back up and running. You could actually come visit here, and a lot of those places could use you to come visit here because the small businesses in all these communities depend on tourism. So make sure to check before you come and make sure you're not getting in the way of any relief efforts, like going into the heavily hit areas. North and east of Asheville, it was a lot worse. That's where they got like the 30 inches of rain. And I have a couple things linked in our video description, specific things. One is a friend of my wife's who lost her house. She has a GoFundMe. She did not have flood insurance. Another one is some veterans. It's a husband and wife. They have 49 years combined service. And a friend of mine, AJ, is trying to raise a little money so he can run his machine and dig out the mud flow that hit their house and knocked it off its foundation. They don't have money to rebuild and did not have flood insurance either. So those are some specific things, but overall, we're okay. This is 2 weeks later, looking around. Right where I live, you would never know anything happened. Not the case in a lot of areas, but we're hoping that everyone will recover as best they can. Thank you guys for your support, and thank you for building with us. We'll see you on the next one.